Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Bible Study Minute. Today we're taking a look at Genesis chapter 24. And in this chapter, Abraham is trying to find a wife for his son Isaac. Now, Abraham's getting up there in years. He's not able to travel like he used to. He doesn't know how much longer he's going to live. So he has his servant make an oath that he won't give him a wife from the land of Canaan where they're currently sojourners. But he wants him to go back to his homeland to find a wife. And if for whatever reason that they say no, then he's free from this oath and he can marry whomever he wants. But he wants him to do this first. So the servant agrees and he goes back to Abraham's homeland. And in doing this process, we see some very important things. The first thing we see is that this servant prays a very specific prayer to God. He's praying to the God and Lord of his master Abraham and says, Lord, if the woman that I asked for water gives me water and also waters my camels, please let this be the woman. And indeed, that is what happens. And then come to find out that this woman is the granddaughter of Abraham's brother. So he's taking him right to Abraham's relatives. And then from there, we see him sharing this news with Rebekah's family and all of that. And it gets to the point where even her family says, you know what? This is the Lord's work. Who are we to say no to this? Take our daughter and go and have her be a wife for Abraham's son. And so that's what happens here. So there are two things that I want to point out as a point of emphasis in this passage. Number one, the servant's prayer. It's a very specific prayer. It's not vague in any kind of way. But how often do we pray vague prayers to where we can't really determine whether the Lord answered it one way or another? We need to be more specific in our prayers so that we know whether the Lord is saying yes or no to our prayers. And then the second thing is looking at how the Lord worked. The way that he worked in this was so obvious that there was no way that anyone could say no. And we need to look for those moments in our own life. I know I've had them in my own life to where it's just clearly obvious that the Lord is working in this situation. And we need to be mindful of those situations where the Lord is working and say, yes, Lord, you are working in this situation. So that's what I want you to look at today as you're meditating on this passage. Until next time, grace and peace.